Hello, good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming to attend this presentation. My name is Simon. I'm here from the Sterela company in France. So I'll give you a little bit of background information on Sterela, but the main purpose of my presentation is to explain to you, show you some of the solutions we have in automatic weather stations, data collection and transmission and visualization.
Yeah, so what?
It works during the test.
Yeah, typical, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just having a problem. We did check it before, but it doesn't seem to be working the clicker.
Yeah. It's not the clicker, something's not working.
Something's blocked. Well, I can just continue briefly. Our company, Sterela, was created back in 1980. We're based near to Toulouse in southwest France. The company is a smart technology solutions company, and we actually have 4 business units. So we have one business unit that works in defense with targets for live ammunition testing practice. We have a roads department that works in traffic counting, weighing of vehicles, dynamic weighing of vehicles in live traffic. We have another part of the company which is testing systems. So they get involved in things such as testing of aircraft during production. One of our main clients would be Airbus. But thank you. Is that working with us now?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Anyway, that's fine. I'll give you a nod to move on. So that's fine for the next part of the slide. So Sterela, in total, we have 105 employees. As I said, we were created back in 1980. So we have over 40 years of experience in our fields. We have our own design and development section in our company, which allows us to develop our projects. We've invested over 5 million euros during the lifetime of the company. And here is just a small photo which relates to what I've gone to now, which is Sterela Météo. Sterela Météo started 20 years ago, and the Météo business unit was formed from a successful project we tendered for in France, for Météo France. They had a project to replace and update their whole network of synoptic weather stations across the whole of France, and climatological, which they use the data recorded for the forecasting through their Météo service. So that was how Sterela Météo was born, and we've continued from that project 20 years ago to develop our range of equipment, our solutions to supply to the Météo industry and partners. This photo here is just a photo taken at our production site, where we assemble our weather stations. You'll see on the tables a number of stations which are all set up ready for factory testing, which is something we do on all of our equipment before it leaves configured to go out to the installation sites with our clients. And which is something we also try and encourage our clients to take part in if they have staff that would like to visit us and for training, and also to inspect the stations with us before sending out. Go to the next slide, please. So as I said, the first project, the big project which created us really, was Météo France. That involved the design of a data logger, which met the specification of Météo France with a capacity of up to 32 sensor connections. But what we realized after this first project was that this type of data logger was not really going to suit what every customer was requiring. It's far too big for a smaller type of station with only several sensors. So if I can just, what we did, we developed a range of data loggers, which are now part of our solution. They still have a 32 sensor data logger, but with that we have one which is suitable for 9. And our most recent one, which was developed last year for the mini, what we would call a mini station, is a data logger with only 3 entries. So that's two analogic and 1 digital, which could serve for a mini station with maybe rain, temperature, humidity, and wind measurement. Or could we go back, please? Thank you. So this will show you the range of different types of stations that we do today. The two which are probably most interesting for the people here this week would be the climatologic synoptic type station for high accurate, precise data for weather forecasting. Also at the end here, what we would call our agrometeorology station, which is still a high quality instrument, but less precise sensors enabling agricultural organizations to equip their sites at a reduced budget cost. And just for your interest, other stations that we now manufacture and supply would be for road meteorology, for the managers of roads, motorways in France, to follow icy road conditions and traffic. Industrial sites with this kind of station here, which would be more in emergency type situations on atomic research centres or chemical plants in the case of accident, to be able to predict which direction any plumes of dangerous vapour or radioactive particles would go, enabling evacuation of people in the surrounding area. And the last one would be our marine weather station, which was designed for the VOS programme, which was supplied to Australia, Indonesia, the German Meteorology Department. And now on sponsorships, they send these stations out into the ocean to add data to their models, bringing back recorded weather data from the ocean, which before they didn't have. Our stations can be mains powered, or they can also be solar paneled with an internal battery. And if I talk about communication, we have a number of different methods that we can propose, from the standard 3G, 4G modem to satellite communication in remote areas. For the case where there might be a local observation post next to the station, we have a solution with Wi-Fi, radio or Bluetooth to enable the local observator to check data as it's being sent to the main server. And then we saw that it would be useful for certain clients to have a ready-made online platform, which we call WebNet, which has 2 purposes. It's accessed via the internet, so that could be smartphone, tablet, computer. Its first and main use, obviously, is to visualize and look at the current real-time data, but also have access to historical data, which is important in report making and maybe research following trends of data over a certain time period. And the same software is also able to carry out basic maintenance on stations, so that would include checking that the power supply is working correctly, that the transmission of data is consistent, that the sensors are all reporting back to the data logger how they should, which is very important with more remote stations before sending out a maintenance team. With this software, you can check which part of the station is not working correctly and ensure that the technician arrives with the correct parts, which is time saving and obviously eventually a cost saving. So we can supply this web-based platform as an access service to our customers. We're also able to transmit the data directly into existing data centers. So if you have a server system in your organization, we can send the data in the correct format so that you take it and use it in the way that you wish with your equipment. And we have, as another part of our company is our IT service, who are able to supply, configure new server equipment to install in your offices and record and manage that data for you. We are at Sterela, our expertise really, I think I might have said already, is the data logger and the treatment, sending of the data. We don't manufacture our own sensors. We have, over the years, developed a catalogue of around 60 different sensors, which are already integrated with our data logger. And we do have the case, and this is something we can manage, is that clients will come to us and say they want to use a particular sensor that we've never used. We had the case recently on our Kuwait project, which is a project to replace or to install 38 different stations across Kuwait, including buoys in the sea and marine coastal stations. And the client in Kuwait wanted, as well as weather measurements, water quality, wave and current information, and also air quality. So we took those sensors, we borrowed or purchased, if need be, from the suppliers, gave them to our design team, and they worked on the necessary scripts to enable the communication of these sensors with the data loggers. So that enabled us to reply to this particular project. And in fact, that's now created 2 new types of stations which we're able to supply, which are the buoy-based stations. So on an anchored buoy out at sea, communicating by 4G or satellite, with all the water quality, current information, wave profiling. And the marine coastal stations, which we can assemble for coastal installation with water quality and other water-based or air quality solutions. So although we have a catalogue, we can go outside of that if the client has a requirement. That's the next slide. So just to explain, yeah, we supply weather stations, we can supply software, but it's not only that. We have our philosophy is to follow a project with our clients from A through to Z. So that goes through a number of different stages to help a client realize the project that is the most appropriate to their needs. So that would start with technical specifications, where we're able to put together a technical specification which suits the client's needs. We have, as I said, 20 years of experience in different projects. So that enables us to advise clients on what might be the most appropriate solution. Engineering design, next stage would be our design office with software, mechanical and electronic engineers. Again, the Kuwait project, we have some fairly standard mechanical equipment for installing the stations, but there we had to design some specific parts, and that was something we did in-house and then manufacture with our local French suppliers. So that will bring us to a solution which, with modifications and discussion with the client, we finalise to take forward to production and testing, which is done in-house as well. All the assembly of stations are done in our production site at Waterreef and into our main office. With quality control testing, configuration before sending out to site, with the client present and giving training as well if that's required. Install and commissioning is something where, yeah, still there. We're able to do install and commissioning. So we have our own technical team at Toulouse with a number of technicians. Our method for our general procedure for larger projects in Africa would be to send a team with the first stations, carry out an install and commissioning, ensure that everything works to what was specified, and at the same time train either the client's personnel or a local partner company who would then take on the project to complete the rest of the installation. And there's 2 benefits there because, well, one, it's something that provides work to a local company, maybe to a partner company of the meteorological agency, a company that they already have trust and confidence in. And then by supplying the correct set of spare parts, that then allows for continued operation of the stations and a quick response. Obviously, from Toulouse, we can't come straight to Africa within a few days or maybe even a week. So our philosophy would be to train locally, supply the spare parts to enable a quick reactive service and continued use of your material. So that kind of covers also a little bit into after-sales service and maintenance. We have telephone support as well from our Toulouse base. And in obsolescence management, that's very important. That's something we follow all the time to ensure that all material that goes out, we have assessed the lifespan of the various components. We would guarantee a minimum of 10 years obsolescence on any parts, but that's generally a base minimum. It's generally 15 years and more. So that gives insurance to our customers that the material is going to be able to be maintained during the lifetime of the equipment of the weather station. So the last slide, please. So for me personally, it's my first time to South Africa. As Sterela, we've already been installing equipment in Angola, Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, Benin, Tunisia and Morocco in the north of Africa. So this week has enabled me to meet with some people that I've already made contact with, maybe through tenders, through contact on the internet. So it's been a big pleasure to actually meet those people face to face. Hoping to be able to meet more of you before the end of the event. I've got a stand on across the open area there in the hall. So don't hesitate to come and see me, and if you have any questions, we can continue discussions there. So thank you very much for your attention.